This is the iPhone 13 Pro Max. Yes, I'm not joking this time. It actually is the iPhone 13 Pro Max. But yeah, this is the iPhone 13 Pro Max. And if y'all have seen my recent video where I talk about the iPhone 14 Pro Max review after a year and whether it is still worth buying with the in 2023 with the iPhone 15 being out, and I'm gonna be honest, I basically pretty much trashed that phone. I'm not like hating on iPhone. The iPhone 14 didn't do anything to me. I was just being brutally honest. And in today's video, I'm gonna be brutally honest about this phone right here. And I was planning on doing the iPhone 13 Pro Max after 2 years. It's still worth buying. But I'm not gonna be doing that. I'm gonna be doing iPhone 13 Pro Max after 2 years. Why you should buy it? Cause this phone after 2 years, it's still like I would still go for it if I had money for an iPhone 15 and an iPhone 14. Not gonna lie, I would go for the 15. Cause if I had money for the iPhone 15 and 14 and 13, I would go for the 15 simply because it is a 15. But if we are saying the things that the phone offers and what we have seen so far, I would obviously go for the iPhone 13. Me personally, I feel like the iPhone 13 is the better phone, and I am going to be giving you my reasons right here. So now, without further ado, these are the top 5 reasons why you should still buy the iPhone 13 Pro Max in 2023. Reason number one, and this is something that the iPhone 14 failed horribly at, is the battery health or battery life, whatever you want to call it. You see, battery life is simply like how long the phone's battery will last on full charge. This phone lasts a really long time, had it for 2 years, and you can still last you like half the day from full charge, and you can still get home from work after working for 8 hours and still have it on a reasonable amount of battery, not on your 20s like we've been seeing recently on the iPhone 14. And battery health, battery life and battery health. So battery health is basically the overall health of the battery. So if you don't know, if you go to settings on your iPhone, where will I let me show you. Give me a minute. Just gotta open it. I found it. So if you go to your iPhone and you go to battery health, you will see that after 2 years, this iPhone specifically is still on. I'm not sure if like 190, but then it's still on 87. Like this flip, the camera flipped it, but yeah, this is still on 87 after 2 years. And now what you're thinking, okay, sharp 87, no, yeah, it's not that big of a deal, but it is when you consider the fact that after 1 year, the iPhone 14 Pro Max was on 86. This shows you just how good this battery health is. So reason number one why you should still buy it in 2023 is because of the battery health. Or I can't say for sure about the iPhone 15 because it hasn't been out for more than 6 months. So we can't say for sure. But recently, as we have seen with the 14, the 13 is still better when it comes to overall battery health. Because I don't know what they did with the 14, but they flopped. I don't know. They flopped. But the battery health here is really good battery. But yeah, as I was trying to say, on the iPhone 13 Pro Max, not even the iPhone 13 Pro Max, we have gotten a way better camera on all models instead of just the Pros and the Pro Maxes and stuff like that. They have improved the cameras, meaning bigger bumps. Because if you have an iPhone, I don't know, should I say 11 or 12? And like, yeah, this is bigger. It has a bigger bump, and the chips have been like if you know. I'm not sure if you know, but iPhone doesn't go for the 128 megapixel, what a megapixel. Like this iPhone most likely has 13 megapixels, but what sets it aside from the rest, it's like the processor. Like it has a mega processor. Like that's what makes this picture so nice. Because then like with like around Samsung could have a phone that has 128 megapixels, but the software on the camera ain't that great. While iPhone has a 13 megapixels, but the best software out there. Well, one could argue that Samsung has better camera quality, but we all know that it's iPhone. Like you can see, everybody has their opinion. Oh, by the way, this is always so hard to do. This phone that I have right now is the gold edition. And that is fact number 3. This phone right here, it was released with, it looks white, but trust me, it is gold. Maybe check it from the side. But yeah, as I was saying, this phone one of the many good things about it is because unlike the other iPhones, like the 14 and 15, which are released with their colors that they come in, this was released in different colors. I'm not gonna name the colors. I don't know the colors. I didn't cram the colors. I was just trying to buy an iPhone. But anyway, this phone was released in its colors, like the colors that were special to it. But to show that iPhone was putting a lot of effort into this phone, a while after it released, I don't know if it was 3 months, 6 months, I don't know. A while after it released, they released a whole new color. Like they didn't have to do that. The colors were already nice, but the fact that they put that much thought into it, even to like release a brand new color right after it was out, just shows like this phone, they put a lot more attention into this phone than the other phones so far. Because then they released, I think, a new green color right here for the iPhones. That although the iPhone 13 just says green, and then the Pro say something more special. You know that though that fancy thing that people who are selling you stuff like to do, where this is black, but it's not black. It is glossy, champagne silver metal black, whatever the heck. I don't know, man. But yeah, it is the color. Also the fact that, so I really like the fact that they put much thought into this, just to go back and release a new color without anybody complaining. Because normally if they're gonna release a new color, people will have to complain, oh, no man, there's not enough colors on the iPhone 13 as they were last year, or whatever. But nobody was complaining. Everybody was happy. Then they came and made you more happy, which was just one thing that I liked about this phone, or they were giving it attention. Now let's move over to fact number 4. Okay, this one is specifically on the Pro models, and this phone was the very first phone. I'm sorry. This phone was the very first phone to get 120 megahertz adaptive refresh rate display. While I know that just sounds like some mumbo jumbo wara wara, but if you've held the iPhone 12 Pro Max and the iPhone 13 Pro, okay. If you have held the iPhone 12 Pro Max and the iPhone 13 Pro Max and basically just do this, wada play with it, you will see what it is very different. Although YouTube is not obviously going to do it justice, but this phone reacts immediately to what you do. It doesn't lag like some other small cheap phones where you do this and then after a second it will do it. You're not it reacts immediately to what you are doing. It has a refresh display, 120 hertz refresh display. So that is really cool. It was one of the first phones to get that, which is the reason why you should still go for it, even though the iPhone 14 and 15 also have it. But the fact that this was one of the first phones to do that is also really cool, and I think that earns it a point in my books. Last and final thing, this phone won't just shatter if you. Obviously, I'm not gonna do that with force because I'm not stupid. I'm not that rich. But this phone won't shatter if you just. And if you're wondering why that's important, I am looking at you, iPhone 15 Pro Max. That's right, you titanium liar. That's what you are. But anyway, overall, I feel like the iPhone 13 lineup was just an overall W for iPhone. This phone was the thing, and it still is the thing. And if I had the choice, I would still go for the 15 because it's a 15, and I like peer pressure, and I like to be like I'm cool. But this phone overall is the phone, and if you are ever forced to buy it, don't worry, because it is probably better than the 14s and the 15s that are walking on the street. Overall, I want to thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Peace out.